So we're going to turn this Starbucks plastic cup into a personalized cup. You get these for $1 at your local Starbucks. It's just a plastic cup with a lid, and it has the basic Starbucks logo on it. Now, one of the things I do to prepare for this is I take an X-Acto knife and I scrape off the little trademark here. The reason I do that is because if you don't, it shows up right in the middle of one of the letters that are cut out on the vinyl that we're going to apply to this. And so we'll switch over to Design Space. I'll show you how we do this, and we'll come back and we'll apply the vinyl to the cup itself.
So I have created a template to create the rest of the logo that will go around the Starbucks logo on the cup. And I did this in Design Space so that it is a shared file, and I'll put the link to my shared file down below so anyone can access this and use it. And what I'd like to do is move this to the top left corner of the screen where I can zoom in on it and work on it. Now what I've done is I've already added a name in here. This is the Arial Black font, and the font is 0.35 inches tall, which fits just about perfect in this little space here. So what I'm going to do is move it to the top left corner like that, and I'm going to zoom in where I can work on it real close. And I like to move this in here so I can get some idea of where center is going to be on it. I'll just kind of eyeball that by looking at the top left and top right corners. Doesn't have to be exact because you're going to move these letters around anyway, but it helps to get an idea of where center is going to be on this. So the way we have to arc letters around a curve in Design Space is we have to right click on them and we have to isolate to letters. And this will break the letters apart into individual letters. Now with Design Space 2.0 right now, there is a little bit of a nuisance where working with objects of this size can be difficult because you click on it and these little corner markers cover up almost your entire object you're working with. Now you can zoom in on it, but it only helps to a certain degree, so you really just kind of have to move this around and look at it, move your letters around and click off of it to see where your placements are going to end up. It's not too hard, just kind of a pain to have to do it that way until they come up with a fix for this. And so you rotate your letters around and position them until you have what you think is a good looking centered name. Now what's nice too is that you can move these around, and once you have them at least spaced and arced properly, if it's not centered, I'll show you a trick in a moment that you can use to get around that. As you can see, it's sometimes difficult to get these moved around with those little corner pieces. And we'll rotate the apostrophe a little bit. And there's a fairly good looking centered name, I believe. Now what I can do is I can highlight all of these and weld them, and then when I click on the object, if I want to move this to the right a little, I can move it and then just rotate it a little bit to make it a little more centered. So like again, once you have your arc formed properly, once you weld them together, you can do that. Now I'm going to click on the name, I'm going to hold shift and click on the object behind it. I'm going to slice, and that's going to cut out the name, and I click on that, highlight it, and delete it. And if we zoom back out, we should have a nice logo. Now I'm going to cut, and we'll cut this out and get it applied to the cup.
So now we have our decal that's cut out, and I've applied the transfer tape to it, and so now we're going to apply this to the cup. And the way I do this is I kind of eyeball it at the very top. You want to start in the center and try to get it positioned right about a 1/16 of an inch or so above the logo, about the same width of this little gap between the outer line. And so I come down the center and apply it there. and you want to apply it around the cup like this so that you don't get any wrinkles in this outer circle. And do the same thing all the way around. And that one's a little bit off center, but that's okay. You get the idea. And that's how we create a personalized plastic Starbucks cup. Hope this video has been helpful. If you like it, click like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, please post them down below.